be outstanding for his worship the mayor. Councillor Tony Lowe.
Please be seated. Before I formally start the meeting, I've just got something which I must read out to you. And it's, I wish to inform all present that this meeting will be recorded in the interest of transparency and openness. The recording will be made publicly available following the meeting. Any member of the public who does not wish their participation to be included in the published recording is requested to make this known to myself before speaking. Okay? Okay, gents? Everybody online here all right? Yeah, I see a thumbs up there. That's brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Right. First item on the agenda, the Mayor's chaplain is unavoidably detained at this moment in time, so we must start the meeting. The first item is public comment. Do we have any public comment?
None that have come forward.
None that has come forward. Anyone online got a public comment? No? That's lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Declarations of interest, apart from the statutory ones, which are already there. I will miss the apologies. I always miss that one for some reason or another. They're not here, so I think I will miss them as well. But the apologies for absence are...
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a few. I have Councillor Barry Boyton, who has work commitments, Councillor Jacob Bell, who has work commitments, Councillor Tariff Casey, who has an injury, Councillor Justice Jimber, who is unwell. He's joined us online. Councillor Graham Oakes, who's also unwell. Councillor Ashley Richards for personal reasons, but he has joined us virtually. And Councillor Jenny Snell for childcare, who has also joined us virtually.
Thank you for that.
Andy. Sure.
Andy?
Yeah, I just asked a question of the CEO, please. Councillor Jimber has a dispensation for 6 months, so he does not need to send apologies. Would I be correct in saying so?
So that was for the last 6 months that he hasn't attended. We're looking forward for these 6 months, so he will need to send apologies for the next 6 months in case we need to have a dispensation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody, any more from the floor? Apologies. Right, now we will move on to declarations of interest from members or of anything which they wish to declare, which is not on the statutory books. Councillor Kendall?
On Lebanon Blake 334, update on the legal challenge. I want to show an interest in that for obvious reasons.
Thank you. Noted. Noted. Any more from the floor? Karina, Councillor Parsons?
Mr. Mayor, declaration concerning the 94 club. Just looking to see where it is. I'm the president of the Ladies Skittles League and I'm also a member of the 94 club as well.
Okay. Noted. Any more? All right, Amanda?
Yes.
You've got them. Minutes from the previous town council meeting. Which I was not present. Do I get Wes to sign them?
No, you still sign
Still
them.
sign
Yeah.
them?
April. Thank you.
Moving on with the agenda, item 11.329. The mayor and deputy mayor's recent and forthcoming engagements and announcements are listed as read in your agenda. And I've been asked by officers or officer just to jog councillors' memories when any notifications come out for any dates or anything which needs a response to, just to jog councillors' memories to respond to that, not put it in the tray in their office and forget all about it. If you could respond to them, that would be nice. And if you need any further clarification, just speak to the officers involved to update them on the situations. That'd be lovely. Thank you very much. Item 11/330, correspondence. Members to consider correspondence received, and the listed on the agenda is the 94 Club attached at pages 9 to 17. Who's going to speak on this one to start with? Councillor Saunders?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The correspondence here is to ask members to consider whether or not the 94 Club should be listed. I think if we look at our town now, and if you looked back and maybe was Bob Osborne's site, and you look at how Lower Middle Street has changed over the years, it's changing again now with the demolition of Glover's Walk. I feel, and I would like to propose that we consider this in principle to do this. I think it is a historic building in that part of the town. We've knocked down far too many of our historic buildings over the years in Yeovil, and it's about time we started to protect some of those. So I would like to propose that we consider this in principle. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much for that, Councillor Saunders. Is there a seconder for that proposal? Councillor Potts, did you wish to speak?
No, I'd just like to echo what he said, the history there, especially during the war, where it helped a lot of our residents here, as well as the music. There is an awful lot of history there, and if you don't stand up now and support this, you're at risk of losing something in the future. So I'd like to second Andy's proposal, please.
Jamie. Jamie. Thank you very much, Councillor Potts Jones. Councillor Stickland?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Also in the correspondence is that we support them installing a blue plaque and on the building in association with the Second World War British Restaurant Scheme. So I think we should in principle support that as well.
Thank you. As long as the proposer is happy to incorporate both things in the original recommendation.
Missed it, Mr.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. Jamie, Councillor Lott.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I was actually going to second the proposal from Councillor Soughton. I think it's a very good idea, and as has been said already, with everything that's going on in the town, it's nice to protect historical buildings. So
Thank you very much for that. I believe we already had a seconder, but
yeah, I was just
Thank-
had my hand up to.
yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you for that. If there's no other proposals on that, could I just have a quick show of hands? Everyone happy with that proposal? Okay, Amanda.
Lovely, thank you.
Unanimous?
Yeah, yes.
Unanimous. Lovely. Thank you very much indeed. There is no other correspondence at this moment in time, correct?
That's correct.
Right, 11/331, reports and recommendations from committees and other meetings. To note the meetings of each committee and listed any resolutions and recommendations contained therein to be ratified. Planning Committee on the 16th of March, presented by Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I'm presuming everyone's received minutes and had a read through. Is there any questions anyone has for the meeting on the 16th of March, 2026?
Members happy to note. Right, stay standing if you will, to save you getting up and down. Leisure and Environment Committee of the 9th of March, also presented by your good self.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, the minutes have been circulated. Is any questions on the meeting on the 9th of March, 2026? Yeah,
So granted, just like thank you for running the chair.
that's all right. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
All right.
Just nice to see you back in action, Councillor Spinner, after your knee operation. Welcome back. Right, we will move on to culture events and promotions, and I believe there was no business transacted at that meeting. There was no meeting, so we'll move swiftly on to Infrastructure, Property and Assets Committee, presented by Councillor Stickland.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, the minutes have been circulated and happy to answer any questions that anyone may have on those minutes.
Are there any questions for Councillor Stickland? No, that's fine. The next one is the Finance and Policy Executive of the 31st of March, presented by Councillor Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The minutes have been circulated. Hope you've all read them. I'm very happy to answer any questions if you have any questions. Any questions for councillors? Thank you.
This is going well at the moment. That's surely to the face of things, but there we are. Right. 11/332. Reports from representatives on outside bodies. This is for members who represent this authority on any outside bodies, and I see we have Councillor Lowry with her hand up. Would you like to speak, Jane?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I, Westfield Community Association, I am going to be made an honorary trustee of WCA, so I will be able to attend trustees meetings. And the next thing, tomorrow, the 8th of April, there is a Westfield Community Garden Volunteer Session, and that will be from 10 AM to 12 AM if anyone wants to go and help with gardening. That's it, thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Jane. Sorry. Councillor Parsons.
I would just like to say how much also attended. I attended with the mayor the Southern Dementia Conference, which was by Spark Somerset, and it was a rugby club, which was very good, very informative. And also the Loughton Community Hall, the Kingfisher School, the Arts Exhibition. I know the councillors, we were sent emails. I went out, I was welcomed by the heads and shown round and the children from the school. And also for the Westfields, as Jane, Councillor Jane, I was just saying, we've had the litter picking, and that is continuing to go on a monthly basis. Anybody want to join us? Thank you.
I've got you, Councillor Stickland. Just to add a little bit to that, I accompanied Karina to the dementia conference, and it was an eye opener. And as it is one of my charities, I thought it very important that I attend, and the good work which they do throughout the county, it was immense, very well attended. So I would, so I won't say it was enjoyable from the learning point of view, but it's not very enjoyable to learn of people's disabilities who are affected by that disease. Thank you. Councillor Stickland.
It's not actually an outside body, but it's something that yourself and I attended, so I think it needs it warrants introduction. In fact, there's two things that the Birchfield and Westfield done a exhibition day on the 19th, which some of us attended, and then myself and the mayor attended on the evening of the 19th of March, Birchfield Action Group meeting, which was very interesting. They did have introduced an Easter egg hunt that took place on Good Friday, the 3rd of April. They've also got a dog show coming up on the 4th of May, which is for FND, which is functional neurological disorder. another thing that was brought up, they had the area manager of the co-op in attendance. He brought up the fact that the antisocial behaviour and theft from the co-op in the two co-ops in the area. One obviously in Westfield and one in St Michael's Avenue. I have asked him, as chair of the Infrastructure Property Committee, if he could forward the information over to myself and to the community team for us to look into further. And another thing they recognised was obviously the Birchfield Community Centre, which I know Councillor Hopkins represents for this committee, is coming up to its 50th anniversary, and there will be things to do that we leading from that to do with that. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much for that. Has anybody got any questions for any of the members who have spoken on the outside bodies? No, you're happy to note their comments. That's fine. Moving swiftly on to item 11/333, scheme of delegation. I believe you've all had copies of this, which you will have read. Are you happy to agree and adopt that scheme of delegation, please?
Agreed.
Thank you very much indeed. Next item, 11/334, update on progress of potential legal challenge. The Chief Executive, Town Clerk, will give us all a verbal update.
Okay, so I have received quite a lengthy email back from the solicitors. I circulated a shortened response to the councillors, and I have a summary that I can give this evening for the councillors and for the members of the public. So Yeovil Town Council have now received detailed advice from Burkett LLP regarding the closure of the Yeovil Hyper Acute Stroke Unit. Their assessment confirms that a judicial review is no longer possible because the legal deadlines passed in 2024, 2025 and early 2026, and the courts only allow late challenges in very exceptional circumstances, none of which apply here. Although the council has raised concerns and sought reconsideration, including through 2 unsuccessful call-in requests, both the Somerset ICB and the Secretary of State have confirmed the decision. However, several non-legal routes remain open for scrutiny and accountability. The council can issue a formal complaint to the Somerset ICB, lodge targeted freedom of information requests to uncover further evidence, and submit a complaint to the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman regarding the handling of the process and the call-in refusals. A renewed call-in would only be possible if genuinely new circumstances emerge, which is currently not the case. Each option varies in cost and the timescale, and the council may choose to combine them, for example, using freedom of information disclosures to strengthen an ombudsman complaint.
Thank you. Members? Any members wish to comment on that particular item? I will go to Adrian Wilkes first. Councillor Wilkes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I've prepared in writing, actually, for once, some words on this, and thank you again for the officers for summarising the position. Now, the things I've got to say are to, in my mind, justify to ourselves and to our parishioners the cost of the likely next steps, assuming that this council progresses with the options laid out. Now, I accept that a legal challenge is now unviable, but our role is to ensure that the ICB is fully held to account for the safe and effective delivery of the model it has chosen. And I do support this deliberate strategy of scrutiny and oversight using those freedom of information requests and a formal ICB complaint to go on the record to make sure we know what those assumptions were and the evidence and assurances that underpin this decision. What that will do is establish a clear baseline. And if those disclosures identify weaknesses in the original decision making, or if the implementation fails to meet the standards, capacity, or outcomes that have been promised, this council will be well positioned to escalate appropriately, including renewed representations to national bodies should genuinely new information arise. So we may not be able to change the decision now through a judicial review, but we can make it conditional on transparency, delivery and performance. And we should be ready to act the moment those conditions fail.
Thank you very much for that, Councillor Wilkes. Before I ask Clerk if she wants to respond to that, I'm going to ask Councillor Saunton, the Leader of Council, to speak on this particular item. Because I feel that he may address some of the points which you raised.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, the boat has sailed through a judicial review on every single date. And the advice has come back and they've given us basically three options. They're set out in the paper here. Now we could look at all of the options, we could look at one of them, two of them, whatever. My view, I think, is that I would like to ask the officer a question that if we supported a Freedom of Information Act, how that information would be disseminated to us, who will be responsible for disseminating that information, and what is the likely cost to the council and obviously the taxpayer of that. So, and also, is there a capacity issue within the council with regards dealing with this at this moment? And I reserve my right to come back, Mr. Mayor, please, because I want that question answered first before.
You would like that question? I was going to ask that question
First.
So I will ask you.
Okay, so with regards to the Freedom of Information request, that will be something that we would ask the law firm to do on our behalf. They will have the skills and the understanding of what sorts of questions that they should be asking in order to support any argument or challenge that you have to the decision. In terms of collating that response, I would suggest that they collate that response as well. They are experts in public health legislation, and I think that I wouldn't have the skills personally to review that information and put forward a fight. So I think that any move that you put forward this evening, we will be asking the solicitors to act on the town council's behalf, obviously feeding back to myself so I can feed back to you what's going on. You are talking probably in the realms of £200 to £300 per hour for a solicitor to have. But as I said, we do have a capacity issue within the team and also a skills gap, and I'm quite happy to say that. And for your questions and challenges to have the higher level of success, I would recommend that you ask the law firm to do that on behalf of the council.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Particular item, would you like to continue?
Continue, please. So based on what the CEO has told me, I would like right, okay, this doesn't sit comfortable with me, but the three options there, a complaint again, I think we've complained. The Ombudsman, I think, is at a later stage, but I do think there's some merit in the Freedom of Information Act, because unless we have the information, we can't get that analysed and see if there is any anything that they haven't done that they said they should have done or have done. So I would propose that we, in principle, support that, subject to costing of that process, because we do need to know what it's going to cost the council. Can't write an open cheque on that, and then proceed from there.
Well, yeah, if you'd like to respond to that.
The law firm in actually process or putting together that Freedom of Information request have quoted between 900 and 1,500 to carry out that work, but that does not take into consideration the assessing of that information once it comes back and whether there's anything further the council can do.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, can I come back on that? Absolutely, that I understand the cost of the Freedom of Information Act, but the question I was asking earlier is I think we need to know a cost from the solicitor of disseminating that information, because that could be extremely lengthy.
Could I ask you, gents?
I'm not interrupting, I just find it odd.
No, that's right, you're right. Can I ask you to state, yeah,
The information is.
Afterwards, please, not interrupt the debate in the meeting, please. I mean, you had your opportunity at the beginning of the meeting. The councillor has spoken. We've got the motion which was put forward, which is being addressed here. Speak to us after the meeting by all means. No more, not in the meeting, please. No interrupting the debate. Carry on, councillor Sullivan, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The question I was asking, I would like a cost or an idea of cost for the solicitor to disseminate that information that comes out in a Freedom of Information Act.
And the issue we would have there is we don't know the quantity of information which may come back. So that's where the hourly cost would be. And also the council may wish to set a budget that you ceiling that you don't want the solicitor to go over.
Okay, that's what I proposed, Mr. Mayor. Have we got a seconder for that?
I'll come back to you, Mr. Wilkes. We had a proposer for that.
I was second.
Ashley.
Thank you.
Ashley has a question.
Yeah, I'm dealing with people in the room first. People online come last, I'm afraid.
Mr. Mayor, it's been seconded.
Yes, it's been seconded by councillor Wilkes. Right. Anybody else in the room wish to speak just on that before I go to Ashley? Councillor Richards online, please.
Yes, good evening. I just wanted to say, having been involved with this from the very start, probably some 12 months or so before any other councillor got interested, I cannot see any manoeuvrability. I cannot see any.
Could I say at this moment in time, as a councillor, do you want to declare an interest? As you said, you've been involved before.
Well, it's already on my declaration of interest, but I am an SSRG member.
Is that? I will ask for the legal officer. Is that?
I wouldn't know the extent of everybody's declaration.
No. Okay. Yeah, carry on, please.
Fair. Right. I'm not in favour of the process of following a legal route. I believe all the processes have been completed properly. Otherwise, I would have stood down from the group. I'm not saying that it's not good to question it, but I don't believe we're going to go very far on the questioning. And I feel it's a bit of a folly, more of a process to just see if we can do something about it. But I don't think it's there. I don't think the mileage is there left. It's all been done correctly. As far as I'm
concerned. Thank you for that. I mean, there may be people in the room who've got the same opinion, but as I say, as a mark of respect to all the people that we represent, if this authority and its members here in this room feel that there is mileage in doing that, we have a proposal on the table in front of us and a seconder, which I will take to the vote if no one else has got anything else to say in the room or put a further proposal forward. Right. Would you like to read out your proposal again then, please, Councillor Saunton?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My proposal is that we investigate the cost. The CEO has informed me that it's an unknown quantity and there's an hourly rate to that, but I would like to have a direction from the solicitor of a possible amount that they think it would take, and that was my proposal.
Yeah, and you're happy still to second that, Councillor Wilkes?
I am.
Thank you.
May I make a quick comment just to?
Well, you're either prepared.
I am happy to second that, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I just want to.
As long as what you're going to say doesn't affect the proposal in any way, shape.
No, it does not. I've done a lot of reading on this, and it's quite clear now that our only approach to essentially get what we want, which is a HASU back in our town, is now to essentially hold the feet to the fire of the ICB. And the way we do that, in my opinion, is not necessarily through one of the options that are on that table. It's by about making those targeted freedom of information requests such that we have belt and braces information, such that if any of the responses from that, as they are assessed by the solicitors, if and when, in my opinion, it is found that inconsistencies have been made, that is the trigger that we have the opportunity to call this in again.
So, thank you very much for that, but without preempting anything moving forward, a proposal on the table has been given and you have seconded that. What happens further down the line is, happens further down the line.
Can I come in?
You may.
So just for clarity, would we want to go through the urgent decision process with regards to those costs, as we did before, to progress this any further once we've got those costs?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I think that would be the best way forward.
No problem with that. Right, are members satisfied with the debate on this and the way forward on this? Now, can I please ask for a show of hands for those in favour of that proposal, please? Those against? Those abstaining? 1. Thank you. That is the approach. You happy?
That's fine, thank you.
Okay. I say, if you'd like to speak to the officer afterwards, if you can address something which you may want to raise, not here and now. I've just given you the option to, no.
If you want me to help you after 3 years, be gladly.
There is a procedure. No, I don't like to have to raise my voice to you. I've had to do it too many times. There are times when you can speak. There are rules of debate, whether you like it or not. Members might not like it either, but they still have to follow it. And I've just given you the option out of courtesy. If you'd like to speak to an officer afterwards with your concerns, you are more than welcome to do so. And I don't want to fall out with you. We've all got the same goal. I am moving.
Please, as I'm leaving the meeting, because this is just embarrassing.
Yes, it is embarrassing.
Stop it.
Point of order, can I remind members, this is actually being recorded and will be going out for people to view.
Exactly. We have a procedure which we have to follow, and I will follow that procedure from the chair. Councillor Thornton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On the wall, there is a respect and civility notice. Now, I would suggest that if the gentleman there wants to speak to the CEO after the meeting, that he makes an appointment to come and speak to the CEO rather than take up the CEO's time tonight. So if the gentleman would like to make an appointment to speak to the CEO, I think that would be the best way forward. Thank you.
I think the best way forward is if you want to speak to me, you ring me. Ray Costa, we've got my number. I'll happily speak to you.
Taser, did you want to speak?
Well, yeah, Mr. Mayor, used to be there was a public comment bottom of this one at the end of the meeting. That can't see this one anymore. So if this gentleman want to say it.
That's right, it's because it's been taken off. The procedures and of meetings of how they're held are changed, and the procedure and the layout is in front of you at present. So, I mean, I am conducting this meeting as per the agenda. I gave the gentleman the option of speaking briefly to the officer who would quite possibly have suggested what Councillor Thornton had said. So let's move on. The next item is 11/335 parish ward changes. You had all the information in front of you, and I would suggest that you just, all we have to do at this present time is just note this report.
Noted.
Thank you very much indeed. With that item being noted, I would close the meeting. That is the end of the agenda. Thank you very much indeed.